Today I'm taking out a dream loadout for a lot of people. The Mamiya 7 II with an 80mm lens and the Leica MP with a 35mm Summicron. Both are loaded with Kodak T-Max 400, my go-to black and white film for its beautiful tonality and sharpness. But the project we're working on today is a study of contrasts, capturing Christian churches from the grand and imposing cathedrals to the quiet, weathered and abandoned buildings that time has left behind. The church I'm visiting today is firmly in the latter category. It's St Andrew's Church in Shotley. It's perched high up on Greenmere Hill and it's one of the UK's most remote churches. So let's see what images we can create on two different film cameras in one beautiful location. So I first come across this church when I was just having a little look around on Google Maps. I just kind of scroll into an area, zoom in a little bit, type in church and hope for the best, see what I find. I found this one and I wasn't sure whether it was even a church because it looks like it's off the road and it's near someone's house. And that's based on the pictures that I found of it, is exactly what it is. It's kind of not, there's not a road leading to it. There's nowhere to park next to it. You just got to park on a main road and kind of hike through a field a little bit to get to it. So I'm hoping that this one will work well to show the contrast between some of the churches that are big but stuck right in the middle of a busy housing estate. And then you got this one which is just kind of by itself, isolated, remote, and kind of just forgotten about. It doesn't look like it's operational now as a proper church, but I'm hoping, because there is some photographs on the inside, hoping I can get in and have a look. Just want to take this moment to quickly thank all the new subscribers, all the people giving us some great comments, and I really appreciate it. If you are new here, this is a new channel and I would really appreciate the support. If you would subscribe, it'll help hopefully get the channel off the ground a little bit faster. So the church is up on the hill over there. I've got to walk a little bit on a path, but based on Google Maps when I went on, it looks like there's a bit of a crossing where I have to kind of get into the farmer's field and then walk from there alongside up to where the church is. So fingers crossed it's not too muddy. It's a nice calm night. The sun has dropped now below the clouds, which is good, because on the way over it was looking like it might end up a little bit dingy, but it seems like it's coming out canny. Nice bit of golden light. It should be canny. I've got the Leica MP with us here. I've got the Mamiya 7 II in the bag. So there is the sign, and this is the access into the field. So it does just look like the track heads up from there. Hopefully we can even get in the church. That would be ideal. I'm not sure if it's open or not. If you're struggling on an existing project, or maybe you're actually struggling to even find a project in the first place, well, if you are and you want a little bit of help, I'm paying it forward because people have been there to help me. Click the link in the description, pop us an email, and I'll help as much as I possibly can. Yeah, as you've probably noticed, that does not look like Kodak T-Max 400, and that's because, well, it's not. It's actually Kodak Gold 200, and I hadn't really noticed until I took the roll out and thought, well, there goes that intro. So all of the Leica MP images were shot on Kodak Gold 200 and the Mamiya 7 on T-Max 400. It turned out well though, because of the sunset and the golden light. Worked really well with the film, so I'm kind of pleased with how it turned out. Probably better than it would have if I was shooting T-Max 400. I can't get over that at this time of year, in these kind of surroundings, this exposed, there's not a dribble of wind. It's perfectly still, perfectly calm. What a lovely night. Well, I say night, it's not even 3 o'clock. But you know what it's like in the winter, it feels like night by about 3. So the one thing I really want to portray, if I can, in this is just where it is. Because this church really is in the middle of nowhere. Whether I can get that or not, I'm really not sure, but there is a lot of space around it that I can maybe get down. It's just whether I can see the church. If I head down there alongside the wall and get a picture with the church in, whether I can actually see the church or whether the wall will block it or not, I'm not 100% sure. Now I do think this photograph kind of would have worked better if I could have gotten more into the field and used the shadow to lead you up there, sort of diagonally across the frame, and it didn't work. Oh, that's me lovely wife, me camera woman. And yeah, so I think maybe in another time when the lighting's slightly different, that would have worked. But I do like this photo, which is good. So before heading, I'm going to grab the Mamiya, and I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to really get this whole thing in and show how exposed it is. But it seems like the storm has chunked a bit out of that. So I think that could be the first shot. So I'm going to grab the Mamiya out of my bag, see if I can get all this in one shot. If I can, great. If not, it is what it is. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but it might show the sort of differences between kind of how things are now and how things used to be.
Now, I really like this angle. I really liked it when I first saw it. The issue that I've got though is trying to get an angle where parts of the church or a lot of the sides of the church are not cut off or hidden behind gravestones or whatever. So it was a little bit difficult. There was also two people standing talking in the frame as well, which I was trying to kind of crop them out without having to shout over and ask them to move. So yeah, not 100% on this one.
Last couple of shots on this roll done. Oh. So while I quickly change this film, let's have a look what the inside of the church is like. There is another person here though, so hopefully I can show you without too much racket going on.
This video you can see here is clearly shot on my phone, and I actually went back to the church a couple of days later just to shoot some interior shots because obviously it was so busy I couldn't get any photos or really any usable video without people talking and everyone else being in and out. So this is kind of the best I can get for the time being. The photographs that I'm about to show you in a second were also shot on the Leica and also the Mamiya. They were both actually shot on T-Max 400 this time, not like I thought they were when I first visited for the first part of the video. All in all, I like the photos that I took inside the church. I think they work well and they kind of portray what the church felt like when I was there. So I'm happy with them, but I may also revisit again another time and maybe see if I can get some even more dramatic light inside the church. Something like that, maybe a bit of a sunrise, but we'll figure that out further down the line. For now, I'm happy with these interior shots.
One of the main issues that I've currently got is actually that my shadow is getting in my way. I hadn't necessarily paid too much attention as to sort of what time of day the sun was going to come where. I just kind of come out as we all do. You fit it in around everything else. I didn't consider that it was going to be packed. I mean, it's not packed, but there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 8 people here, which is a lot more than I honestly was expecting to get this entire thing to myself since it's out the way. It is Boxing Day though, so no one else is at work, which could be part of the reason why so many people are here. So I'm going to try and see if I can figure out an angle, see if I can get a shot where the church is by itself from probably down here somewhere, see whether it even works. If it does, I think, I'll grab it, and then I think what I might have to try is come back another morning early, get the sun from that side so I can get that angle without my own shadow in the shot, because I think even down here you got a long shadow that's going to be right in the way, which isn't ideal. Didn't really think of that, to be honest. I'll try one from up this side, but I think it's going to be about the same. So I think morning is going to be the best bet, but you didn't know until you try. And I thought I would show you a realistic trip out with the camera, because this is ultimately it. I've never been. I don't know what the sun's going to be like or when. I mean, I could have researched that better. I'll give you that one, but you don't know. Sometimes you have to just come first and then see what it's like, and then you come back better prepared the next time. I think a head-on shot might work though, so we'll get that one while we're here.
So the issue that I was having at this point was just trying to figure out how do I show off how isolated this building really is, because it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's not very often these days that you see any buildings, especially churches, set so far away from any roads. Like, having to walk up the side of a field to get to it is quite a drastic approach to having a building somewhere. I'm not surprised that it's not used anymore, especially when people who go to church generally these days are a lot older, and having to walk up the side of a muddy field isn't really a feasible option. And I thought, since I'd never had any other churches on this project like this, it would be great if I can really show off how out the way this thing is. The problem with this is though, the wall was kind of in the way of some of the church, and I do like some of the photographs that I got, albeit I would have liked to have seen the church without the wall and just we could have made that look super isolated, but it is what it is. I'm happy with the results. You will also notice that I took a lot of photos. I mean, this is just a fraction of the photographs that I took, and the reason being is that I was trying to finish off a roll of T-Max 400 black and white, which is what I thought I had loaded, so that when I go away with the kids after Christmas for the new year, I could have some Portrait 400 loaded and shoot colour. Obviously, it turns out I already had Kodak Gold in, and I could have just used that all along, but never mind. For anyone who is looking for a darkroom, if you want any film development, scanning, or any darkroom prints making, Hannah's Bank Darkroom is where I go to get mine done. It was a guy who worked at London Camera Exchange who was imperative to my journey starting film photography. Very nice guy, insanely knowledgeable about film, so he's been on hand to answer some ridiculous questions that I've asked him over the last year. So I'll pop a link to Tanner's Bank Darkroom's Instagram page in the description, so if you are looking for a darkroom, give him a shout, you'll not be disappointed. But anyway, I kind of carried on snapping around some more photos, and then it was time to start heading back towards the car and see if I could find any photographs on the way down.
Well, I suppose that's just a very much a typical underplanned photo shoot, if you'd call it that. I didn't really consider the sun, which I probably should have seen that coming, to be honest, with me getting in the way. I think the sunrise is probably my best bet for that one. And two, I really didn't think anyone was going to be there, so I am a little bit disheartened, a little bit disappointed, I suppose, that I didn't get. I don't think, I'll not know for a little while whether I actually got any decent photos of this or not. But it's given us food for thought. I know kind of what I'm looking for next time, what sort of conditions I'm hoping for. And I think coming earlier in the day will definitely help in terms of people. I'm guessing maybe dog walkers, but that should be about it. So I'll be able to actually get inside, get some photographs, and also for the sun. So yeah, not necessarily what I planned. Lovely night, thoroughly enjoyed it. I just didn't necessarily get what I was hoping to get there. I wanted kind of, it's a selfish thought, but it's like you kind of want free roam and you just want everyone not to be there, but for me to be there, which is a bit ridiculous to even think of that, but I suppose we all do it. But I do know better otherwise. This is a realistic photo shoot. Anyone that does photography knows that this happens regular, so don't be surprised. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.